It is time to talk about the Metro 2039 trailer. I don't want to wait. I want to get right into this trailer because I'm excited. So, just a little bit of context. All right. There was supposedly a hack that happened. Whether it's true or not, that's up to you to decide whether or not you want to believe it. But there was a hack that happened over at the company behind Metro. And the new Metro essentially got leaked online. And in order to get ahead of the supposed hack, they essentially had to announce the game earlier than they probably intended to announce it. Now, this just proves that they had everything kind of ready to go anyway because they had a trailer and all that stuff. But now here we are. Today is the day, and they announced it earlier today. So we're going to look at the trailer. This fucking trailer is 6 minutes and 11 seconds long. So there's a lot to this trailer. So we're going to break it down. We're going to check it out. And then we're also going to go over a statement from the developers as well, explaining their mindset behind the upcoming sequel and what to expect from it. So let's check this out. Here we go, boys. Metro 2039. Let's go.
I ask you, do you want to come out of the darkness and become a pure nation? I ask you, are you ready for great changes under the guidance of a great leader?
Is he going to do the whole lag thing?
If you are, then wake up and open the door for the Novorite. Wake up, wake up, wake
up. That classic radiation sound. You gotta love it, man. There's two video games that are prominent with that radiation sound, right? It's Fallout and it's Metro. Those two games. And I guess Stalker also. Stalker also has that, but realistically, for me, it's Fallout and Metro. Those games, man, that radiation sound just brings back that kind of memories for those games, you know? Yeah, nostalgia.
Wake up. Wake up to a pure nation. Clean air. Bright future.
Stop lagging. What's wrong with you? How dare you do that? Why are you lagging? I don't understand.
The Novorite says comply. The people say aye.
So you guys can obviously see the implication that they're kind of going for here, right? Like typical kind of Nazi takeover in a way. That's like kind of what they're dealing with, right? There's a new supreme power that's in charge, and this is going to be very like propaganda focused and all that. That's what they're going for here. Am I on McDonald's internet? No. What it is that StreamYards is an absolute terrible fucking platform because I literally watched this trailer before. I watched like half of this trailer before with zero issues. And now that I'm using StreamYard, suddenly there's a problem. So I've determined that it's StreamYard.
Fear not the enemy's threats, for the Führer hunter protects you.
Where are they taking them? Can you hear me?
This is where I stopped watching.
They do. We hear everything. But you don't let
I stopped watching the trailer at this point because I was like, I gotta stop. I can't watch the whole thing. But so good up until this point.
Them speak.
No. It's not about me. I won't ask again.
It's all about you.
Holy shit.
All together now, children.
The Nova is our home. Either we destroy or we are destroyed. No one will notice if we die. Mercy is weakness.
Our enemies have no pity for us. The enemy must be destroyed.
The enemy must be destroyed. The enemy must be destroyed. The enemy must be destroyed.
This is crazy.
The enemy must be destroyed.
Watch your back. Watch your back. I'm telling you, man, like Metro, like if you haven't played Metro video games, right? Metro video games will fuck with your head a lot of the time, especially in the later installments. They will fuck with your head, and it's such a great, like, the way that they showcase the story is really, really, really good. And in this scenario, I think they're gonna probably take that to the next level. I gotta imagine. Damn.
Your nation, clean air, bright future. The Noble Reich is our home.
So the new group is called the Nova Reich, Nova Reich or whatever, and the new Führer, or however they say the name, is apparently Hunter. From what I understand, anyway, in the trailer, they said Führer Hunter will be your salvation or something like that, which is pretty interesting to say the least. So they're definitely going for it's that whole like promised new world kind of a thing where they're trying to promise people new salvation, clean air, all that stuff, get away from the metro, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, that's not going to be true. That's usually never true when they promise that in the Metro series. But yeah. Or Reich, sorry. Reich, not Reich. Sorry, Reich. Apologies. I got to get up to terms on my Nazism. My bad. Metro 2039. Fucking sick. Is there more? So really quick, just so it says captured from gameplay in real-time cinematics. So here's the thing, right? Me personally, normally I would say this looks like completely controlled, kind of like Perfect Dark scenario, right? Where it's like everything is controlled, curated. It's not really happening. This is just like a demo, right? However, the thing is, if you've played other Metro games, the gameplay you're seeing on screen is nearly identical to what you see in the other games. So considering they did it in the other games, I have no doubts that they're going to make it look like this in the final game. You know, maybe that's giving them the benefit of the doubt, but they have an established history of 3 video games that are exactly like this. Like I'm telling you, they're some of the most impressive looking video games that I've played by far. So, but anyway, let's see what they got to show. They say it's gameplay and they say it's cinematics. Chances are it's like 95% cinematics. I'm just gonna be real with you. I don't think it's gonna be a lot of gameplay, but let's check it out. Let's see. Oh, come on, you lagging shit. What's wrong with you? Give it a second. It'll boost up. There you go. Okay. So they showed you like fucking 8 seconds of gameplay and then it switched over to a cutscene. That's basically what they showed you. All right, whatever. Anyway. So the point is, I would say tailor your expectations. However, the Metro video games have proven to look like this and play like this before. They have a history of that, so I have no doubts that the games will look like this. Whether they're janky or anything like that, I mean, that's to be seen. I would hope by now they know what the fuck they're doing, but you never know these days. But I think it looks pretty good, man. And overall, at the end of the day, there's no gameplay here, so there really isn't much for me to get excited about. But the premise of the story, right? Which the premise of the story seems interesting enough, needless to say. And I'm curious where they're going to go, especially with Hunter, considering he was from the first game. I'm curious how they're going to go about this. Now, here's the thing, though. In case you guys are unaware, the studio behind this game is a Ukrainian studio. All right. And they put out a statement today kind of explaining their thought process and their mind process behind Metro 2039. So they put out a letter to the community. So I figured I would read that today for you so you can understand what exactly is going on in terms of their mindset, because their mindset, you can kind of tell that it seems like they're leaning more towards the propaganda side of the story. Heavily, by the way, not just lightly, but heavily. They're leaning more towards the propaganda side of the story because they were heavily influenced by the Russian-Ukrainian war that is going on. So in any case, let me show you what they said. So it says, "Greeting Metro dwellers. It has been more than 7 years since the release of our last major game. We have seen your comments, followed the mentions, and read your letters. And at last, we are ready to break our silence and share with the world what we have been working on so carefully and tirelessly for so long, which is Metro 2039. And they show you some screenshots of the game. So that's pretty cool. Over this time, many talented new people from over 25 countries have joined our team behind the previous Metro games in, I don't know how to say these fucking words. People are going to yell at me if I pronounce it wrong. Just whatever. Kiev and Malta. Working alongside team veterans and returning team members. And each of them have left their mark on a new chapter of Metro. At the same time, we have built upon what made players fall in love with our games in the first place, which is deep narrative, intense immersion, incredibly detailed worlds, and atmosphere that you can feel. Our main goal is to tell a new story in the way we know best, through our art and craftsmanship with the uniquely Ukrainian spirit. These years, and this is probably what's going to make people either worried or understanding or whatever, but this is where people are going to be probably a little bit concerned. These years have not been easy for the world, especially not for Ukraine. The majority of our team continues to work from our office in Kyiv and remotely across Ukraine, doing so every day under conditions that are impossible to imagine. Getting electricity from generators or batteries during daily power outages, sheltering from rocket or drone attacks, not knowing when you can next heat food for your families. These things interrupt, but don't stop us from making what we deeply believe in. Getting rest and still finding ways to feel normal are nothing less than luxury. Sometimes you just put your head down and focus on the work, but it's each other's support that keeps you running, and we continue to support our Ukraine-based colleagues in every way that we can. The full-scale Russian invasion of Ukraine has also shaped how we want to tell the story of this game. Our game explores what humans were before the world ended, what they became after, and what they are willing to do to live another day. The meaning has always been about preventing war, but now war is our reality. The world has grown even darker, crueler, and more unjust and more ruthless, not only in real life, but in the world of Metro as well. As a result, our message has shifted to be about the consequences, the cost of silence, the horrors of tyranny, and the price of freedom. So, I understand. I get it, right? Fine. Like, for me, it's one of those things where if they are able to tell a story with in-world politics, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, if they tell a story with in-world lore and they make it make sense and it all like comes together, it's fine. Like, you could tell a story that's based on politics without actually getting real life political. Now, here's the thing, though. If they start their game off essentially with a fucking what do you call that? Like a trigger warning at the start of the game, talking about how, you know, Russia bad, Ukraine good, go donate to Ukraine now, or some shit like that, then that's clearly taking it to a whole nother level. You get what I'm saying? But otherwise, these are topics that were brought up in Metro already, right? Metro has a lot of political themes inside of it in its own universe, where there's always this conflict going on between different groups of people. So it's not anything that's like super crazy or super shocking. Like, this is not going to be, I don't think they're going to take it to that point. But if they do that, that'll be pretty dumb. At the heart of this story, as always, is a destroyed world poisoned not only by radiation in the aftermath of launch missiles, but also by people who can at times be more terrifying than any Geiger counter reading. In Metro 2039, a new faction emerges, the Novo Reich, led by the new Führer, the legendary Spartan Hunter. Führer promises a new life for the people up there on the surface, but in reality, the Metro is flooded with propaganda, misinformation, and fear. The people suffer under his authoritarian regime and the brutal belief, if it's hostile, you kill it. Our games are based on and inspired by the novels of the author Dmitry, an outspoken critic of the invasion of Ukraine. Again, it just seems like, I don't know, man. It seems like they're leaning really heavily into the whole Ukraine thing. And it's like, brother, let's relax a little bit, you know? His courageous stance has come with a personal price, a life in exile from his home country, Russia, where dissent is a crime. We've crafted this new story together, united by our shared values of freedom and truth that have been shaped by the harsh reality of the world around us. We aren't revealing too much just yet, but rest assured, every detail will become a bigger picture. Their players will have to piece together as they move through a dark and oppressive story. We are incredibly proud of the journey that our team has been through, long, difficult, and at times truly exhausting. We can't wait to tell you our new story. Dark, brutal, unforgettable. To our fellow Metro community, our friends, our family, thank you for the patience, for all the support, etc., etc., etc. So, I don't know, man. At the end of the day, like I said, for me, if you haven't played the Metro games, this will probably sound really daunting, right? But what I would tell you is that I would probably try the Metro games if I were you. And then maybe you can understand where they would probably go with it better. Because I don't know. I don't really think they're going to go overly political with this. But if they do to the point where it's like taking you out of the world that they made, well, that's going to be a big fucking problem for myself and probably for a lot of people too. Right? Because again, this game world with the Metro has a lot of in-world politics. It's been built since the first game. The politics are there. Everything's in there, right? But if you do it in a way that you are taking people out of the experience, right? Especially considering like the atmosphere, like Metro sells itself on atmosphere, right? So Metro is all about the atmosphere, how dark and gritty the world is, and how really it's all about feeling just fucking alone. You know, most of the time you're going through the Metro and you're feeling alone and you're dealing with all kinds of shit. And then on top of the actual supernatural shit, you're also dealing with humans. It starts to get a little bit overwhelming, but that's the whole point of it, right? But if they start doing things that take you out of the experience and make you think of real world Russia versus Ukraine, well, I think people are probably going to check out on that, right? So I don't know what to really make of this, but ultimately I'll say this. The Metro games have proven to be fantastic experiences in the past. They're very engrossing. They're very well done, and I hope that continues with the new one because I'll say the trailer looked pretty good. The trailer looked pretty good for what it was, but there's no gameplay really, so I can't really get excited here. You know, these screenshots look like they're from gameplay, but again, can't get excited from it, right? I need to see more of what's actually going on here. So hopefully we get some more gameplay soon. But that's basically Metro 2039, and you know, at this point, I guess we got to wait and see what happens. You know, Old Man Cat says Metro is a jump scare filled crazy train. I really didn't fall for their jump scares. I don't know, man. Like I guess like especially after the first game, you kind of get used to it. You kind of know what to expect, right? But still, regardless, Metro's a great series, and even if they fuck this one up, well, at least I have the other ones because they're pretty good. Moogle says I'm sure they are aware of that. Yeah, I'm sure they are too. Like I said, I'm giving them a slight benefit of the doubt because they had many successful video games that were really well done and they didn't push this nonsense. But now obviously things are different, right? So like things are different. The mindset of the developers are different. Their real lives are different. And it might overtake, you know, I don't know. We kind of have to wait and see. It's really it.